the Chinese have now um, established the crypto yuan, the crypto yuan, um, a cryptocurrency. And there are those who are asking me to comment on the crypto yuan. Um, let me first of all offer a gentle word to the schoolboy. Okay, that when you speak and say a good word about China, if China is doing something right, you are not wrong. If China does something wrong later on, oh, sheikh, look at China do this, China do that. How can you praise China? You're schoolboy. Ah, yes, the schoolboy. When will he grow up? China is doing this, China is doing that. And how can you praise China? Russia is doing this, Russia. How can you praise Russia? The schoolboy, I don't know what to do with the schoolboy. So now, yes, the cryptocurrency is just like the paper money, like all electronic money. It's all bogus, all bogus. But your analysis has to concentrate on the mountain of gold. When looking at cryptocurrency, the mountain of gold. Secondly, your analysis has to concentrate on the master plan of Dajjal, that he wants to have one universal currency for all of mankind. And the cryptocurrency has emerged in this context to try to move, facilitate the passage from the monetary system now obtaining, in which governments control money, to a new monetary system in which you would relieve government of the control over money, take away that part of sovereignty, so that money will no longer be controlled by governments. Money will be created and money will be controlled by central banks. That's cryptocurrency. And it has already come to the world, and it has been in there for a few years now. So the Chinese are simply following what is already happening in the world. And yes, you don't have to remind me. I'm teaching you the subject, and then you come to teach me. The Chinese cryptocurrency, the Chinese crypto yuan, is part of the system of seeking to transform the monetary system from what now obtains to eventually one universal currency controlled by one central bank. Okay? So there's nothing more to say about that, other than to say, were you able to get out of government control? Yes, an escape from government control. So, the United States can no longer enforce monetary sanctions and so on when they no longer have control over money. So this is why Iran was so pleased to move in the same direction of cryptocurrencies, bitcoins and so on. Venezuela was so happy because these are the countries which are hurting the most from their sanctions, because they control money. So the SWIFT system for exchange of money. So these countries which are hurting from the sanctions, they're all very happy to move towards cryptocurrencies and so on, get away from the international monetary system. But there's a second aspect of the subject of the Chinese crypto yuan, and that's for me the more important one. This is the one that everybody already knows. I have not told you anything new. The second part is the mountain of gold, and that is the Nabi Muhammad والسلام, he prophesied. And I don't know if there's any other scholar who is teaching this subject. I don't know. I'm not aware. But for many years now, I have been devoting attention to this prophecy of Nabi Muhammad alayhi salatu wasalam, which is in Sahih Bukhari, that the river Euphrates in Iraq will uncover a mountain of gold, a mountain of gold. And people will fight for that gold. And 99 out of every 100 who fight for that gold will be killed. But each would be saying, I would be the one who would survive. But the believers must not touch that gold. I spoke to you previously about muhkamat and mutashabihat. This is in the Quran. Some of the verses of the Quran are muhkamat and some are mutashabihat. Some of the ahadith are muhkamat and some are mutashabihat. Do I have to again explain the meaning of these two terms, muhkamat and mutashabihat? Don't send me an email. Sheikh, what does it mean? Won't you do a little bit of homework before you send me an email? I have to take time to answer you when you could do the homework yourself. Please have some pity on me. Now then, the Salafi methodology is that we have no authority to interpret in this age anything pertaining to the Quran and the Hadith. Only Allah and His Messenger and the Aslam had that authority, and now no one has that authority. So the Salafi and many others beside them are waiting for a mountain of the metal to come out from underneath the river. That's because they are imprisoned in that methodology. And I have advised them to find a comfortable sofa because they have a long wait for that mountain of the metal to come out of the river. I'm not laughing because I want to be disrespectful to them. It's just I can't help laughing. Now then, we are of the view, those out there who are listening to me, and they're not just men, they're women as well. Both men and women, they're young men and young women as well, who are listening to me, and they have the intelligence. They can understand. Yes, they can understand. Alhamdulillah. And they understood long ago that this is mutashabihat. That no mountain of the metal is ever going to come out from underneath the river at all. That this has to be interpreted. I gave the interpretation many years ago. In 1973, in 1971, when Richard Nixon abandoned gold, international law made it obligatory for the United States to redeem US dollars for gold. Any central bank could come to the United States with US dollars and said, Uncle Sam, we want the gold. And he had to give the gold at what rate? $35 an ounce. In 1971, I had just graduated from the Alimia Institute of Islamic Studies in Pakistan. I graduated from Karachi University in 1970 with a master's degree in philosophy. And I graduated from the Alimia Institute in 1971. And my teacher, Maulana Fadlur Rahman Ansari, Rahimahullah, was very kind that he honored me. He really honored me by giving me the Ansari gold medal for high merit when I graduated. So far, I'm the only student ever to have been awarded the Ansari gold medal for high merit by that institute, the Alimia Institute of Islamic Studies in Pakistan. I returned to Trinidad in September 1971, and that was the same month in which the United States abandoned the gold standard. And then in 1973, when I was I had just graduated from the Institute of International Relations of the University of the West Indies, where I had done 1 year, a postgraduate course in international relations. That was when the war took place. So I already had 1 year of international relations when the war took place. And in 1974, when Faisal and Kissinger met and the petrodollar was born, I was already a PhD student at the Graduate Institute of International Studies in Geneva. And so I had a background that the normal scholar of Islam did not have. So I was able to recognize by Allah's kindness and grace, when the petrodollar was born in 1974, I was subsequently able to recognize that a mountain of gold is never going to come out from underneath the river, but rather that an ocean of oil underneath the river was now functioning as a mountain of gold. That was 1975, 76, somewhere around there. And since then, I have been teaching and lecturing. There was no internet at that time, no emails and so on at that time. So there was a limited number of people I could reach. But when the internet came and we were able to reach the world, for 20 years now I've been saying that that mountain of gold is the petrodollar monetary system. I don't know if there's any other scholar who has said this or who is saying this, but I have been saying it for the last 20 years. This is a prophecy in Sahih Bukhari. Tell me if I'm wrong. Tell me if I'm wrong. Which down in the room is there who can even assess whether I'm saying it correct or wrong? And so what now we are seeing now, all right, with the crypto yuan, we're seeing the last stages of the process of fighting for the mountain of gold, which is the dismantling of the petrodollar monetary system. The United States will eventually have to wage war. The petrodollar collapses. So the time is ripe for war. Based on my analysis of the hadith of the mountain of gold, the time is now ripe for war. And maybe you have the capacity to think you could put 2 plus 2 and get 4, and realize that the universal lockdown is but a trial run. Trial run of the capacity of governments to control people and put them under a curfew. The same curfew that our brothers and sisters have had to live with in Kashmir is the same curfew now all over the world. And they use the brilliant strategy of a virus to achieve it.